Welcome back to the Rocket League DreamHack Championship, coming to you live from Sweden here in the Elmia. The Elmia is the name of this facility. I don't think I've actually said the name we are in, of the place we are in, but that's this convention center, the Elmia. It's been quite a cool place. It's packed full of computers right now. So many people here bringing their own personal gaming setup. Biggest BYOC in the world, I believe.
Yeah, you walk through the BYOC areas, and there's just like a mass of people. The tables probably stretch like 60, 70 feet long, and it's computer to computer, no space in between, and people just flooding in, playing games. Even we walked in, what time did we come in? About 7?
Like 9. I got here at 9, yeah.
9 in the morning, and people were, it was still full.
You can stay all night.
People sleeping.
Yeah.
Actually, when we came
There
in.
were people who are here all
they
night.
stayed up so late gaming, and then they just fall asleep in their chair. So
Yeah.
you
Best
walk by
thing in here,
snoozers.
by the way, is the LAN build that they are selling, which is just a load of wooden blocks that you put around your computer, and it's just like, okay, sure.
It's a thing you can put. It's called like the LAN desk or whatever. You can put your desktop up on top of it, I believe, and then your monitor's in the bottom, so you save some space. And then you can like put stickers around it and gives everyone this like little desk space. It's pretty cool.
They want the leg room. If you get that, they need leg room, so you don't need to put your PC underneath your
Yeah, because you do have like your cubicle space. And it's like you can use that space as much as you want, go vertical
Some
as much as
people
you want.
bring
You can't spread out.
insane towers.
Yeah.
You think people just they'll bring a passable PC here because they don't want to over budget too much? No, they bring the best that money can buy.
Yeah, they bring
lights
the
all over the place.
So what's your way then of telling what a very well priced PC is? Because mine is lighting. If there is light, if I can see inside it and there is lights in there, you've got a good PC.
I feel like it would probably be like how robust the case is. If he's got it like in like ammunition case or something like that, it's like this must be you wanted to protect what's inside there. You know, it's a bulletproof computer. That'd be an expensive one. I don't know.
It's bulletproof.
I'm
Do
just
they sell
going.
those?
No, because I don't know
Texas
anything
they
about this. I legitimately thought that was true.
Only in America.
Okay, you
That's
Google
right.
bulletproof computer case. I guarantee you, there's a product somewhere you can
There
purchase.
has to
I
be.
haven't. Let's go see if we can find one out on the floor. But let's talk about Rocket League for a bit. Aero Kids versus Defused Kids, or Aero Kings rather, excuse me, versus Defused Kids, made up of Cheerios, Solith, and Radio. If you aren't familiar with that roster, because this is a new roster we haven't seen very often. We have seen Cheerio before in the pro scene, but these other two players were brand new to me. But they come through defeat Method yesterday, and now they are in our top 8. They're going to have to defeat Defused Kids here if they want to make it to top 4. But it's great to see them make it this far anyways.
Yeah, led by Scrub Killer, in my opinion, the young phenom from Scotland. So I'm going to look for him to see if he can continue his play from yesterday. I don't know how much we saw of Scrub. I think he was on stream twice.
I think we saw Defused. Yeah, he was on stream.
And
twice.
We had
He was
Tashi
playing-
and
There's a messy series where they dispatched the team pretty easily, but not in the cleanest fashion. And then later on, they dealt with Rogue again comfortably with much better rotation, much better passing plays. I think they kept Rogue to 0 on the second game. It was a 2-0 in best of 3.
Yeah, he was playing pretty flawlessly. I want to see if he can continue that, and Pashi and Niels Cook supporting him. So should be an interesting series.
And honestly, we need to make sure that Scrub Killer is spending more time looking at the ball and the rotation than he does at our cameras.
Yeah.
Oh, I fully disagree.
He
That
did a
was, like, my
kickoff.
favorite part of
He did a
yesterday.
kickoff on pure muscle memory. He was staring into the camera and doing the kickoff just by remembering what he had to do with his hands and listening for the timer in his ears, just while staring at the camera. So we'll look out for that one today.
So we all agree on Scrub Killer as a player to watch right now. Who else in this matchup is a player that people should keep their eyes on?
Well, Cheerio is obviously the most experienced high-level player on this team. However, I have to say Radio.
Okay.
Radio is a player that I've played with against numerous times, and he can go. He really knows his stuff. However, there is a difference between high-level ranked players and high-level pro players. And we might be about to see what that is. However, this team did pull off the upset yesterday in a best of 3 against Method. This is a best of 5 now, and it's definitely a step up in quality that they are up against.
I really, really liked Solith's Mantis. We were giving out an award for best looking car. His car, I wasn't good enough to like make it into my top 4, but it did definitely get an honorable mention. It was very, very sophisticated with some just red vortexes and a nice red decal on the top. So I think the best one I've seen so far actually has been Turbo Pulse, who had like some pink Dracos. There hasn't been as many cool looking cars today though. Not enough for me to bring it up more than once.
No, Nyx is
right now.
in the crowd.
Yeah, Nyx isn't in the tournament anymore.
It's hard to replicate.
Actually, I saw
though.
Nyx today once. He matched up against James Bot.
Yeah, I saw that
1v1
too.
ranked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, James beat him.
Did he have the green?
Nyx probably didn't know that it was James. 'cause he's
You're
playing
welcome,
against Zelda.
James. You're welcome for the
James
call
looked
out on
pretty happy
stream.
about that.
The
Nyx won't
validation
be.
is there now.
All right. I think I know the answers to this one, but I want a prediction. Aero Kings versus the Defused Kids. Kings and Kids, who's going to win?
My boy Scrub's going to bring it home.
Got Defused.
I'm going to go for Kings as well.
You're going for the
wait,
Kings?
no, Kids. Sorry.
His
last name.
Excuse me.
Oh, no. Not going that way. Definitely going to have to go for Defuse Kids. I think they've got a really good shot at this.
And are you going to Defused as well?
Aero Kings won't score a goal.
Won't score a goal. Okay, okay, this was my next question. So, I mean, that means you're calling the 3-0. Are we going to anything more than 3 games between you two?
Yeah, I think they'll take a game.
You think they'll take a game? We'll go 4 games?
Nah, sweep.
Sweep. 2 3-0s and a 4-0 and a 3-1.
The difference between Method and Defused is that Defused have played well on stage here, and Method didn't. So Method faltered. I don't think we're going to see that happen right now.
I thought I was pretty confident with Aero Kings against Method. I think that they're pretty underrated. I think that they could take a game off of them for sure.
Which game's that going to be?
If it's a game, I like it to be 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that right yesterday.
That does seem to typically be the case too. If there's a warm-up situation, we haven't seen Defused on the stage yet today, so Aero Kings could come out, take the first game, and then the Defused Kids warm up and win the next 3. That's a very plausible storyline I can see happening here. But then they're going to be going up against Flipside. The winner of this is like for Aero Kings. Just think about this because they beat Method, right? They're like, oh, that was crazy. And now they have to go up against Defused. If they beat Defused right now, they have Flipside winning the other side. It's like going up through the bosses or going through the dungeons. Just constantly, the next level is just so much bigger than the last.
Yeah, there are no weak teams left in this tournament. You look at it, Flipside through to the next round, Rogue are through to the next round, and we also have Gale Force. So any of these teams now can take it. We have definitely reached the point of all the teams that were predicted to reach this point. Now we get to the point of who is going to win it all.
We're starting to get into the juicy part of the bracket, the top 4, where it's the matchups just become star power.
If you win this match and you make it into the top 4, you have nothing. There's nothing to be ashamed of if you lose at that point. You've been into the top 4 of a tournament.
Yep, you certainly have. So we are in here. Defusekids versus Aero Kings. Johnny, you made a big statement there. No goals at all for Aero Kings across the case of 3 games.
Yep.
Haven't seen anything like that since NRG did that to Denial months and months ago. So that'll be certainly very interesting to see if that prediction comes to fruition.
Okay, nearly wrong already. We do have Scrubkilla aware that shot was going wide at the far post, but a good start here for Aero Kings. It'll be very interested to see what position Scrub takes up in this game and indeed the series, because yesterday we had Niels Cock sitting back for the most part, letting Scrub and Pashi take the aggressive role. But Scrub sometimes, if he's not feeling as confident in his teammates, tells them to go up and he says, it's okay, I'm going to save everything in defense, don't worry about it.
Well, Cucks tried to go up, Scrubkilla tried to go up and take everyone out by himself with his own offense. Aero Kings will need to make sure they control boost well and use it sparingly only when they need to. Because I keep doing this now, Scrubkilla is probably one of the best players at just controlling around the thing.
Ridiculous ricochet, by the way. As 3 players connect to the ball and it ends up flying towards Aero Kings' goal. Lots of shots materializing for Aero Kings. Another opportunity. They've had the better chances so far, it has to be said. A little bit careless of Defusekids to box up so closely together, allow so many players to get taken out of the game by one touch. It always is so different solo defending in 3s than defending as a duo.
Yep, and they have been struggling for boosts ever since this has got started. Aero Kings
another
just
chance.
Going. 2 players committed, so Cheerio is going to be by himself, and he has been beat. That is an open net. That is the first goal, and Defuse Kings are going to be up.
And Niels credited with the goal. We did have Scrubkilla on the left making the goal that bit bigger, but 1-0 Defusekids. Not good for Aero Kings. We did see Cheerio there. I think he nearly scored Solith's car. Solith touching the ball out of the way. That was another great opportunity right before that for Aero Kings. If that double commit hadn't happened, maybe Cheerio could have scored that. You never know. So this is looking closer than we expected. The team who have already made the biggest upset this tournament, looking to make an even bigger one, I would say.
Certainly could be, but they are going to need to ensure those mistakes do not happen. The highest level of Rocket League, even one missed rotation, one double commit is all it would take.
Risky.
But that is a huge touch right there. It is still going to be dangerous, but Scrubkilla, as he did earlier on, is going to use the wall and fling himself back off. He can continue the offense now, as we see Niels Cook trying to up himself into that 3rd man role. He's now going to be moving forward. Pashi actually finds the net. No one on the goal line for Aero Kings. And they have now found themselves 2 goals down.
Yeah, a little bit risky for Solid there to pop the ball off so aggressively. Pashi was in the vicinity. It's interesting that before this, we've seen Scrubkilla twice already this game, catching the ball on the back wall and recovering to take another touch. It's such a good skill to be able to do because we're more used to seeing players try to clip that ball as it comes off the wall, get a half volley. Scrubkilla showing that he can not only do that, but also take a first touch on the wall while upside down.
Especially considering the fact that Aero Kings have not been leaving people on that halfway line.
Yeah.
It's allowed Scrubkilla to not only do that, but pick the ball back up yet again and move it into an offensive position. Aero Kings needs to figure out these rotations. Maybe